Hello and welcome to another episode of Be the Hero of Your Brand. I'm Ben.
And I'm Rachel.
And we're the team here at Your Video Team. Hello.
Hiya.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
We're here to talk about...
Hang on. Starting a podcast or continuing a podcast in 2025.
In 2025. Well, we want to talk about the benefits of having a podcast, what it's going to do for you as a business owner and what it can do for you personally as well, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we have been speaking over the last few months. Obviously, part of our story when we go and speak on stage and at events and the exhibitions and things like that is about how we've got to where we are and how our first podcast flopped.
Yeah.
and the learnings from that and how we've ended up to where we are today. But I think, the thing is with the world is it changes all the time. So we, in the last 6 months since probably starting this video podcast, have evolved and changed. And I think we've had a really good, solid conversation over the last sort of couple of weeks as well. And so, what do we want out of this year? What does our business need and want? What do we want for the business? What do we want for life? And how does that all work together? And so that's how we came up with today's topic. Yeah,
that's it. We want to know, we're going to talk about how it's a great tool, one for us, but how other people can use it as a tool for them. We may tell them tools that they could use to help them with it, but obviously we're advocates for podcasting at the end of the day, video podcasting, especially when you're trying to reach multiple platforms and really limited on time on what you can deliver. And we think that podcast is a great tool to do that. So starting off,
well, I asked you, what is your number one reason that you feel people should start or continue a video podcast or a podcast? But yes, we are obviously advocates, like you said, a video podcast in 2025.
Yeah, I think people should be developing a video podcast. Even if they have a podcast, consider bringing video into it, is because what it can do for you in building a relationship with your audience or your team or whoever you're sharing your podcast with. Not in more than you want public relations to go well. You want people to know who you are. And if you do a podcast well, a video podcast especially, you can really get a great return back because people are investing with you. They know you, they trust you, they like you, which is what us as business owners and people who are trying to convince others to work with them or buy from them, that's really what it comes down to above anything else, is do they know, like and trust you.
Yeah, I mean, you've touched on a couple of points and it's really hard, isn't it? Because those three words are now almost like a cliche and everyone hates saying them, but they were the buzzwords just a few months ago of like, we all want like, know and trust. But ultimately, like, the reason they've become that buzzword is because we knew we all wanted that and needed that. Now it's become a cliche and everyone's like, ugh, I hate saying it, but it's still what we all want.
I'd say it's the one cliche that's not changed though since it started coming out. Like, you have other things that people say, like be consistent, quantity over quality or quality over quantity. These things all change over a matter of time. You do need to have a better quality video than what you used to have. But the tools like your phones are creating better videos than they've ever made. Cameras and lighting and stuff, what's the most essential bits that you need for it? When it comes to a video podcast, you want to have high quality looking content going out there, create so people have an interest in something to watch and feel like they're part of it. You want it to feel like a TV studio ideally, so that it's what they're used to watching on TV and it'll take over the format. More and more people are watching TV podcasts on YouTube than they're watching TV shows.
Yeah, we put out a statistic, and this was obviously a statistic we found in January 2025, was 66% of people prefer to watch a YouTube video over TV.
Yep, and that's a podcast as well. It's not, that was
specifically a video podcast
over over the TV program. So, yep. That's pretty incredible stat, isn't it, really?
That is amazing, considering we're from a generation and we've had these conversations lately, that we're from a generation that was like Corrie, Emmerdale, EastEnders. Every night, 7 o'clock was sit down family.
You're from a family.
Excuse me, I lived with you and your mum and dad, and we sat down and had to watch those soaps.
I had a PlayStation, so I was watching this TV.
You're a boy.
I played sport and PlayStation.
But that was it. Whereas now, you know, and the thing is now as well, like we've had it where you put out on Facebook, you put out to family and friends, and they go, "Oh, have you seen this program?" We did one the other month now. Was like, "Oh my God, have you seen this program?" And my parents were like, "That was on BBC like 2 years ago." We were like, "Oh, we'd only just come across it. Like, you missed an episode of Emmerdale, and you missed the episode. That was the end of it."
No catch up.
I mean, now you can catch up on all of them, but it's a massively different thing now, the way we are consuming.
Yeah. And I think I know that there's a big turnaround from what people buy compared to just watching a normal YouTube video compared to listening or watching a podcast. The call to actions are actioned a lot more. I think it's 86% more effective on a podcast than if they were on like a YouTube video or a normal TV advert or a pop-up ad.
Oh, wow.
Bringing ads, sponsorships, partnerships into your podcast, it actually doesn't just benefit you, it benefits who you're sponsoring or who you're presenting.
Who's sponsored you, yeah.
Because people are listening to them, they don't get skipped as much either.
No, I have to say, and I think people are beginning to integrate them in a much more clever way. It used to be that an advert would pop in, and I suppose if you're not a premium payer of YouTube, they do pop in and you're like, I can't do anything about this. But there's another couple of people we watch who actually, you kind of follow in the story of the episode, and then all of a sudden they're like, so if you're struggling with this, buy this. And you think, mother of, like, what did you just do to me? I just watched an advert without realising.
There's plenty of companies that you would class, which aren't your everyday companies, that have been doing this for years. You've got people like Squarespace who have sponsored these kind of things for years. Shull has sponsored independent businesses for years because they know that's where they're going to get real people listening to their real products. And if it's in line with something that you sell, so for us it might be someone like, it could be any sort of like recording equipment, camera equipment. Mm-hmm. If they're in line with us and we believe in the products that they do and we bring them on here, we know that they know that our audience is going to be more in line with what we tell them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're asked a lot about Bluetooth mics from people, especially ones that connect to phones and things like that. And we always rave about our Boya mics.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not sponsored by them. We're like, all the time, we're like, yeah, absolutely, this is it. We send our link, the link that we purchased them through all the time. But that becomes, we are a trusted person of that.
Well,
over time.
We've used it, yeah.
Yeah, and over time, I'd love to think that one day Boya will come back to us and be like, look, we see your videos, we hear you talking about it all the time. So actually, yeah, okay, we'll sponsor you.
But we won't be influenced.
Yeah, but again, that's the type of people we are, is that anything we do and use, we're the test dummy.
Yes.
Sometimes when you watch our content and hear our content and it crashes and burns, actually we've trialed and tested something and gone, well, we're not giving that to our partners. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing that for our partners because look at what it did to us. Like, and we've had those moments. That's how we got to video podcasting.
That's how we know what didn't work for us when it came to recording our podcast first time round.
Yeah.
We knew the equipment that we found out the equipment that we were using wasn't the right equipment for the job. So we then invested in the right equipment to make it, again, like I said, going back to the point, better quality than what we had before.
So what else would you say, obviously, a video podcast can do?
So with them know, like and trusting you, that means your audience are almost ready to buy from you. They've just got to reach out. So doing the right ask to get them to reach out to you and go, can I buy from you please? And your answer is going to be, yes. Yeah. Of course you can. So
do you want to chat? No, I've seen your videos. I just want to buy from you.
And that's what we've had, is a lot of people have seen the content that we've put out and they've come to us going, I like what you do. Can we work with you, please? Yes, you can. Or we're a bit busy right now.
Join the waiting list.
Join the waiting list.
Yeah.
But that's how it has worked for us and also our clients.
Yeah, absolutely. Fab.
But the content that we put out there isn't just a podcast,
No.
is it?
No, it's not.
So what, in your eyes, what is the power of video podcasting?
So for me, the power that video podcasting brings is how much it brings. It's not a vanity project anymore. It's not a, hey, look at me and buy from me and look, we're amazing.
No, I've made a podcast because I wanted to make one.
And that's it, isn't it? It's like, I think there was a time, I think that's how what we did is like, everyone's making a podcast. Let's just make a podcast. Okay, what's it going to do for you? What do you want it to do for you? And what can you get out of it? And it's when we ask those questions, people are like, what? And we're like, well, what do you want out of your podcast? We're like, well, it's just going to create me a weekly episode, isn't it? I'm like, no, this is not just going to create.
Is it keeping you busy for the sake of keeping you busy, or is it making you busy to be productive for your business, personal brand, whatever you're trying to push out?
Yeah, we absolutely believe a video podcast is essential. It's an essential marketing tool. And what we've developed because of this is a blueprint that takes each episode, and we create this for each episode of a blueprint for each episode of a podcast. And from that, we will get blogs, newsletter, lead generators. It'll also tell us our target audience for that episode. It will tell us future topic ideas. It gives us 50 pieces of content, and we break that down into like quizzes, polls, stats. We have quotes that we've done because we want to be the industry leaders. There is that vanity element there. We want to be seen as the industry leaders of video podcasting.
I think a lot of knowledge can come out in just a conversation, can't it? At the end of the day. So us having this conversation, we know how podcast works. We know how you can use it on Instagram, TikTok, how you can develop your business from it. And I think sometimes you forget the conversations that you had.
Yeah.
Where we're sitting here recording this, we're having a conversation, we know the topics that we're talking about, we've learned it, we studied it, we do it, but actually actioning it for ourselves is different. But having it captured in that blueprint and that telling us the great quotes that we had, the blog that we can write, the content that we can put out there, I think it's an excellent tool for us to use and for our clients to have as well.
And I think the other stresses nowadays is marketing is massive. Marketing used to be, could you afford an advert on the TV? No. Stick one in your newspaper. Stick one in the yellow pages. Do you know, like that was it. There weren't options. Now it's, where is your audience? Are they on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube? You know, are they still reading a paper? Where is your audience? Are they across multiple platforms? How does your audience consume? Because again, the LinkedIn consumption is different to your Instagram. Is it different to your TikTok? So where do you want to be positioned on that platform? All of these things it's a minefield. It's overwhelming. And most corporates and businesses will now establish or realise that actually you kind of need an expert in every one of those fields to be the top dog in your field. So again, what we do is support businesses going, where is your audience? Where do you want to be top dog, and how do you want to be shown top dog? Because again, yes, LinkedIn is what we know as our white collar corporate world, and it is a bit more, you know, it has its Facebook moments, doesn't it, where everyone goes, this isn't Facebook, but actually it is relaxing a little bit more. It's involved reels now, which are growing on LinkedIn as a platform, but we all still want to look professional on LinkedIn. That's how we all end up going, but I want to look professional. So actually, is Instagram still your fun area where you put all your mess ups and your like stutters and your behind the scenes and your trends, but work them together, because Mr. CEO or Mrs. CEO, in the evening, I'm not going to sit on LinkedIn and doom scroll, but I am going to sit on Instagram and doom scroll. And all of a sudden, if I start coming up there then. It's all those subliminal messages and all those things. So what we've developed again within our blueprint is, what are you doing where?
Yeah.
And how can you do that? And how can you utilize this half an hour piece of content into everything you're looking to deliver on every platform going?
That was a lot.
It's overwhelming, isn't it?
So, well, but that's why we've developed it and can support businesses with it at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's what we do as an everyday task, is we create podcasts for businesses so they can grow their business, and it is working from everything that we see.
And I think if we're honest with ourselves, which I'm honest with everybody, is we still find it overwhelming. There is still...
When it comes to us, definitely.
Well, that's it. We're always saying, I need to hire us for us.
Yeah.
And that is like, we have our vision, I'm not even going to call it a vision board, our targets this year, which are clearly on our boards and written multiple places so that they are always embedded in us.
Embedded in our children, so they remind us.
Well. They know the rules as well, yeah. And they keep us aligned to them. So that, because it is overwhelming. And so what we also look to do is, we're not just an agency that comes in and goes, yeah, we can create your video podcast and we can create all this content. But prior to that, we have that strategic meeting and we go, what's your vision? What's your brand? What's your goals for the year, for the quarter, for the month? We break all that down, because you need your ROIs. Yes, what's your return on your investment here? You're going to pay us to do this, and how are we going to get that back? But what are your KPIs? What are your stepping stones to get to the big ROI?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's important.
Like everything when it comes to a marketing of any kind, what you need to do is give it some time, because the opportunities are ridiculous what you can get back. And it's not just in the sales, it's not just in your turnover and your business growth, but the opportunities of becoming a thought leader in your industry.
Yeah.
People looking to you for that knowledge and that respect, knowing that you're the best at what you do. Like Wolverine, I'm the very best at what I do. Except what you do is hopefully very good, and
Wolverine's good.
What he does isn't very nice. I'm the best at what I do, but what I do is not very nice, as Wolverine would say.
Okay, thanks.
But being the authority in your field means that you are going to be the first point of call that people come to, that people are going to want to talk to and get that advice from, work with. But how else are you going to embed that as the leader of your field? It opens you up for so many other things with your video podcast or becoming a speaker.
Well, this is that cherry on top moment, isn't it? We've both, and again, these are our opinions from our learnings as to what video podcasting can and will do for you. We're not saying it's the right way. We're not saying it's the only way. And we're not saying it's the right way for you. Because again, that's part of the discussion we have with people, is to say, I don't think this is right now, but let's get to this point, because then it's going to be the pinnacle point for you. So we're honest with those as well. But that cherry on top is, as you say, those additional opportunities it's going to bring you.
Yeah, so you're going to get more chance of speaking opportunities. You're going to get a chance to, well, you might have guests on your podcast, but a great goal is to be on other people's podcasts, because you're not just introducing people to your audience, you're then going and being visible on other people's audience.
Mm-hmm.
And you being brought on as an expert on someone else's podcast, again, shows you that as that authority. Being brought on as a speaker on stage shows you as an authority, shows that you know your stuff. People have listened to what you've got to say and gone, yes, they need to tell more people about that, which opens up a wider audience, which gets you a bigger following, which gets you asked more questions, which gives you more content, which gives you more knowledge base to share more. More.
And I think what a massive compliment, that's the word, what a massive compliment when someone approaches you and says, I'd like you to speak on our stage, please. Because that is them saying, you have the knowledge that my audience needs to hear. And it's just one of those things. And I wouldn't ever pay to go and speak on a stage. because that doesn't mean that there is value to that audience. What you need is people coming to you, and again, delivering these sorts of things is what those people are going to find you and go, wow, we heard what they said or that person said, and we want them on our stage, because our audience are going to benefit massively. And how we're going to do that? You go in, oh, can I pay £1,000 to come and speak on your stage, please? Well, you paid £1,000. You've also taken a day actually doing it out of your business. And then who's to say anyone in that audience?
It's a vanity metrics again, isn't it? It's not productivity metrics, which is what your video podcast should be doing. It should be a productivity metrics that you can measure. And when you go out and speaking on stage and being invited onto them, it's not a vanity metrics. It's a productivity metrics. They go, you're right for my audience, which means my audience is right for you.
Yeah. And there can be really subtle measurements, as we say, in relation to this as well. And we had it with one of our partners who was like, oh, I just don't know if I'm getting a return on our podcast. I don't know what it's doing. And we sort of was like, okay, well, let's have a think about this and let's have a chat. And as the conversation sort of evolved through the day or through the meeting, they were like, oh, we did get a really random increase of like people phoning us about dogs last week. And we were like, say that again? She was like, oh yeah, we had loads of people phone us about dogs. And we were like, right, last week's socials were from the podcast episode you did a couple of months ago about dogs.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh. And we was like, there's your return.
Yeah.
So and again, they'd had the phone calls, which meant the next step is the conversion.
Yeah.
That falls down to their team then, but we're here to support.
And it can fuel a lot of stuff. So we've had them sell out webinars. We've had clients talk on more stages, sell events. We've had them sell their actual service, which is above all.
You said our client, we've had it as well.
Yeah.
Our partners. I mean, we went from talking, I think our first talk was just me in front of 15, 20 people in August, to just over 250 people in October.
Yeah.
I mean,
and after that we had a queue for an hour and a half when the event after the event finished, which was excellent.
Yeah.
But it seems, well, obviously we're living this life and we see what it does for people, and maybe we can't convey it well enough to go, this is a massive opportunity. And podcasts are easier, more accessible than they ever have been. Making them visible means that you can share them on short form content. You just need to commit to it.
I was just about to ask, what is a must of this then? If someone's listening to this today and says, oh my gosh, where have you been all my life? Like, I need you guys. What is the one thing we're asking?
Commitment. We need commitment. You need to commit to doing your podcast. You need to commit to putting an episode out on however regularly you decide to do it. I would say do it weekly. Other people say once a fortnight. Some people say once a month, but that depends on their schedule, on your schedule.
It depends on your growth. What growth are you looking for?
Yeah.
Because I can clearly tell you from the evidence we've had, from a once a month podcast to a fortnightly podcast to a weekly podcast, the growth goes to
exponential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we have 5x'd someone. So in a year, we've 5x'd their turnover to the point that she's now like, well, I want to do that again. And I want to do it bigger. I want to 10x it. And we're like, okay.
Well,
so the
goal is to get it as £1 million turnover.
Yeah.
For when we joined, which started off as a team of 2.
That's amazing. Which was again what we sat there the other day and was a team of
15, 12? I think.
15. Yeah.
12 in the room. A couple more not in the room.
In 1 year, we've grown. And don't get me wrong, we are a cog in a big machine here. But a part of that cog, if she didn't have that cog,
we're the fuel of the machine at the moment, because we're bringing in those leads time and time again.
Gasoline.
The other well, there's 2 leads that are coming in. That's from their social media and podcasts and their word of mouth, because they do a good, fantastic service for people.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So we're only second to conversion rates as well. So podcast and social media that we're producing is only second to word of mouth conversions as well.
But again, what they said they'd seen in that, and again, the meeting we've just had was actually our year on, because we have quarterly meetings with them, but was our year roundup as well. And they said that the difference now from now to a year ago is that when people phone, they phone saying, where do I sign up?
Yeah, I know what you do and I know I need it.
A year ago, it was, I came across your number, someone recommended you, tell me more about it, and there was a longer conversion time.
Yeah.
Now it's, I've seen all of this, I've been to a webinar, I've done a podcast, I've looked at all your socials, just send me the details, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's those processes and procedures that make everything easier. What I don't want to do, and it was me that also pushed the commitment as a must, but I don't want to scare people into how much commitment.
Yeah, I think if you're going to do it yourself, you need a lot of time to commit to it, because you need to research what you're talking about, plan the titles and descriptions and stuff like that. You need to do the research, what you need to do for it. You then need to get ready to record it, which might mean investing into a lot of equipment, might not. You can do it on just your phone with some nice little microphones. You need to film it, edit it, put it out into the world, capture your shorts from it, create your other bits of content from it. All this takes time. Or you could hire somebody to do all that for you and you come and commit to once, twice a month to plan and record.
Yeah. 2 days a month out of your business.
Yeah.
1 to plan and 1 to record.
And maybe half hour to 2 hours a week, potentially, just to check what's going out and you're happy with it.
Yes, it's a part of our commitment back is that we will have a half an hour call with you every week or fortnight. Again, we're fit to what works for you and your business, is to have and ensure we are on track with KPIs, that those ROIs are happening, that the results are being seen, and that everyone is aligned. We meet, like those meetings are with your entire team, your marketing team, your accounts team, whoever it is that needs to understand, as a business, this is our goal, this is where we're going, and this is how we're getting there.
Great. Perfect.
Thanks.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the commitment you need. Like, if you can have a thriving business, a business that can be 5x within a year, just by, well, let's go 1 day a month to film.
Yeah.
An hour a week to discuss.
To review.
Once a quarter maybe, just have a nice big meeting to go over everything.
I was going to say, once a quarter we meet for that big alignment with the whole team and things like that. I don't think that's too bad. I need us. Say it again. I need us. So yeah. There you go. Amazing. So if anyone does want to have a chat, we can book in a half an hour call. Absolutely no obligation. Let's see what a video podcast can do for you in 2025. My details are going to be in the show notes and you can have a little look down there.
And if you just want to find out a bit more, do a bit of research, check our website, yourvideoteam.co.uk, and you can find information. You can see a blueprint in action on there.
Yeah, you can.
A whole range of stuff. So we'll put links and stuff in the show notes, like you say.
And you want to see those bloopers? Instagram's the place to go. YVT_UK.
We don't do bloopers. We're awesome.
You should see how long this episode's taken.
All right. Till next time, folks.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.